This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what you need to know today. A spokesperson for Russia's foreign ministry has insisted Moscow and Yerevan remain allies even as Armenia's government moves forward with efforts to diversify its defense and security relations. The interests of the Armenian nation are inseparable from good neighborly ties with Russia, Maria Zakharova told reporters yesterday, adding, "We hope Armenia's leadership will take this into account and make the right choice." Continuing, Zakharova insisted a Russian-led military alliance is capable of playing a stabilizing role in the South Caucasus and pledged the bloc would support Armenia in the event of possible aggression. She failed to mention, however, that the Collective Security Treaty Organization declined to respond to Azerbaijan's unprecedented strikes across Armenia in September 2022. In related news, a senior Russian diplomat today called on Armenia to restart cooperation with the CSTO as the country continues to snub alliance meetings. "We urge our colleagues in Yerevan to begin discussing overdue issues at the political level instead of making public emotional attacks and critiques of the CSTO," Deputy Foreign Minister Alexander Pankin told the RIA Novosti news agency. The comments by Zakharova and Pankin came after Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan told public radio last week that Yerevan can no longer rely solely on Moscow for defense, marking the latest in a string of public remarks highlighting his efforts to move away from the Kremlin. Pashinyan has defended his administration's proposal to overhaul the country's constitution, claiming there will never be peace with Azerbaijan if Armenia does not adopt a new basic law, while also appearing to contradict himself by denying that the plans have anything to do with stalled normalization talks. "Peace is impossible if Armenia's constitution remains unchanged," Pashinyan stressed yesterday in a lengthy question-and-answer session with lawmakers. Then, however, Pashinyan said, "The issue at hand is not at all about a peace treaty with Azerbaijan. It was not immediately clear how to square away those two positions." Last week, Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev called on Armenia to remove all sections of its constitution that infringe on Azerbaijan's territorial integrity as a precondition for normalization talks to resume. That came 1 month after Pashinyan indicated he wants to write a new constitution while remaining light on details. The current constitution cites Armenia's declaration of independence from the Soviet Union, which calls for the unification of Armenia and Nagorno-Karabakh and for international recognition of the Armenian genocide. Ilham Aliyev has won an unprecedented fifth term in office as Azerbaijan's president. Aliyev's victory in an election not considered free or fair by international observers will keep him in power until at least 2031. Official figures put Aliyev's vote share at more than 92%, with turnout around 76%. The polls, which Aliyev pushed forward by a year, came just months after Azerbaijan took control of Nagorno-Karabakh, forcibly displacing nearly all of the region's roughly 100,000 Armenian residents. Pointedly, Aliyev and his family traveled to Stepanakert, Nagorno-Karabakh's former capital turned ghost town, to cast their ballots. You can also check out the latest episode of our weekly Insight series. This week, host Eric Hakopian reviews the high-profile arrests last week of officials in Armenia's economy ministry, the escalating controversy around Pashinyan's constitutional proposals, and more. The full broadcast is up now on our website and YouTube channel. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 257. That's the number of tons of whitefish the Armenian government will allow to be harvested from Lake Sevan this year, according to Environment Minister Hakob Simidyan, who announced the figure today. That represents a year-on-year decrease of nearly 50%. Sevan, Armenia's biggest lake, continues to be plagued by a number of environmental issues, including overfishing. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.